Hello, my name is Rebecca Marie Stockwell. I go by Becca, and today I am talking about access and inclusion and human rights. So let's begin. This is another episode of My Beautiful Life podcast, and I'm so excited to be with you today. Thank you. Hi again, everyone. This slide of the presentation is my birth story. I was born on February 17th, 1993, in Austin, Texas. I was born 29 weeks premature, 3 pounds 14 ounces. I was born to my parents, Mel and Cheryl Stockwell. I'm unique in that I'm left-handed, which means my stroke was on my right side. Which means my right side is paralyzed, and that rarely happens. Like I said, I'm left-handed, and that's very unique. And I wanted to share those fun facts with you. Cerebral palsy is a stroke at birth, essentially, and affects all motor coordination and is or from my experience and story, is a diagnosis that affects all of my coordination center and all of my fine motor skills, and basically movement and transfers and what have you. Everyone's diagnosis of cerebral palsy is different, which is why I'm talking about the things that make me unique and different from everyone else, because everyone else is an individual and has a unique story and experience with their disability and their diagnosis of CP. But I do have common symptoms of stroke, and the classic symptoms are obviously the stroke symptoms, but also related to spasticity in the muscles and muscle groups, and the necessity of needing help with daily living, plus transfers, because those muscle groups are affected by my cerebral palsy. Those are important distinctions to note. I live a very happy, healthy, normal life as a 33-year-old woman, and I'm very blessed beyond measure, but I thought I would share those differences about my journey living with CP and my birth story, or my journey living with cerebral palsy and my birth story. Thank you for listening. Now, this slide is a very fun slide. It actually talks about understanding the diagnosis of cerebral palsy, which is basically a stroke at birth that affects the coordination centers. Which means it affects movement and muscle tone and everyday activity. But like I said, I am not limited, and I do not view myself or others living with this diagnosis this way. I have a very unique way of looking at living with cerebral palsy, and my message is live your life fully and completely, live out loud, live with purpose, respect your life, respect yourself. You are human, you are beautiful. You are not your diagnosis. Your diagnosis is part of you and makes your life story unique. And that's the beautiful part of living with a disability, is you have a very unique perspective, and it's your right to share everything you know and everything you're willing to pass on to future generations and beyond, in order to enrich their experiences as well as your own. And I've always loved the thought of being a role model and kind of sharing that message of positivity and hope with everyone who's willing to listen. So thank you. Access versus inclusion. I thought this slide was very important because access means you have the ability to learn and to be part of the community at large and kind of interact. And inclusion means involvement and assimilation. They are different because access looks different for everybody, because everybody's lives are differently enabled. My favorite term that my father always uses is you are enabled and empowered, and I think that's very important for everyone to really grasp and get their minds around. Is it's all about perspective. As an individual, you are empowered to live your life and to kind of expect a higher standard of living and good quality care. That doesn't mean you demand it. That means you are willing to meet people where they are at, and they are willing to meet you where you're at. So it's all about compromise, but it's all about assimilation in diplomatic and empathetic ways. If you don't want to be discriminated against, don't discriminate. And the PowerPoint slide has all these definitions and terms and what they mean for those who are curious. This slide is rights, ethics, and equality. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you how to think or what to think about these topics, but I am going to share my perspective on them. And my perspective is exactly what's written. So, if you want to read that, you may, but I'm not going to be loud or forceful about my views or perspectives, because I think everyone's life is unique, everyone's journey is unique, and so we all need to respect that as content creators. Sharing is caring, but it's all about how you interpret the message, and it's all about what you're willing to take away from this presentation. So there you have it. You may read what my opinions are on these topics. Thank you. Ageism and discrimination. Ageism is discrimination against the elderly, which I thought had a valuable place in this presentation, because the disabled are usually in similar populations to the elderly, and they usually belong in the same group. So I thought this information was valuable to share. Ageism is discrimination against the elderly, and it's also discrimination against anyone for their age or capabilities. I've seen age discrimination or ageism in many forms. I'm lucky that I don't come across it much, but I'm encouraging my listeners who are listening to this presentation to look up these terms in this PowerPoint and to really think about my message today about changing their perspectives and paradigms as people, because it once you learn these concepts, I think it'll open a whole new world of possibilities, and it will make you feel more informed and engaged with the world as a person and society at large. It will make you feel like you are empowered and give you a new perspective on life. Thank you. For this slide, I will just say that access to quality care is important and can raise the standard of living for you and your loved ones, family and friends, your communities. And it's all about learning how to care for yourself before you become a caregiver, and learning how to become the best caregiver you can be, and how rewarding caregiving is despite the challenges. And family and caregivers are very inspirational people, and they are usually people who find themselves in caregiving by circumstances or choice, are not in it for any monetary gain. It's usually because they have the heart for it, and they have the passion for it, and they should be respected and kind of held in very high esteem for what they do and how they do it, because it's a very demanding job in all ways, and it takes a lot of understanding and compassion on both ends to be a good caregiver, to be a good quality caregiver, and to receive good quality care as a caregivee, and to also make sure that there's a good work-life balance, and that you can be your best self and give your best energy when you are caring for someone or when you're being cared for. It's a balancing act that should be appreciated and respected, and I don't think it's talked about enough, because there are so many challenges from both sides, but it's so rewarding and such a gift to live life with those that care for you, and to care about those who care for you, which I do both, and I'm very fortunate and blessed for my circumstances. My family is incredible, and I wouldn't be here today talking about advocacy for disabilities if it wasn't for them. They are my rock. I am honored and blessed to be a part of their family. It's been a blessing beyond measure to have this experience, even with my disability related challenges. Having cerebral palsy, the benefits outweigh the negatives, and I just wanted to share that experience with families who are just now beginning the journey. It's very worthwhile, and it's something that the experience is something that is very unique to each family, and I wanted to kind of motivate those who are listening to say that you are strong. Any choice you make is a good choice, but if you do choose to take this path, it's what you sow you will reap in the end, and it's very life enriching. And I'm very thankful for my family and friends and support system, caregivers, anyone who knows me on a deep level. I'm thankful for you, and I just wanted to take a moment to say that. Thank you for your time, everyone. These next slides are for everyone who wishes to use this material. They may, because I think that this message applies to everyone, not just people living with disabilities, and I think everyone should use this and research this and become lifelong learners and educators of whatever they wish to, share their messages and life stories, and become better people because of it. Become better informed and more well-rounded. Thank you for your time. This next slide in the presentation talks about key life lessons and values, basically concepts too, that this presentation should have made clear to you. Like I said, your takeaway message and what you hear and see today is completely based on your perception of your reality and your life, because everyone's journey is unique to them. And so what you take away from this presentation is completely on you, and your learning experience is completely your own journey, and I bless you for it. And thank you for listening. This is not the end, but whatever you learned from this presentation, thank you for listening. These are some daily affirmations that I thought were important for everyone to digest and use in their own lives and in their own way. These aren't my maxims for life by any means, but I thought these were very useful and encouraging and very applicable to personal growth and personal development, and everyone can use them, so use them as you wish. Thank you. My closing message is basically a summary of this presentation and its content. I want everyone to leave inspired, empowered, and informed about their lives and their choices and motivations and purpose. And I want them to also stay aware and informed of those who are differently abled and have different perspectives and live different lives. Not just disabled and aging, because I don't believe in discrimination. I know it exists. It's there for its own purposes, but I want everyone to respect their own lives and themselves and each other and live a beautiful life that helps them grow in their own unique way as a person, and inspires personal growth and development. Thank you, and thank you for listening. Have a great day. I hope you all love your beautiful lives. You all have been amazing, an amazing audience.